What happens when you multiply a number by 1? You get the same number. No matter how big the number you start off with, when you multiply by 1, you always get the same number. Let's think about fractions now. If I start with 1/2 and I multiply it by 1, I get 1/2. What if instead of just the number 1, I started with something that is equal to 1, like 2/2? 1/2 times 2/2. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2/4. Now hold on. Those two don't look the same, but they are equivalent. So even though the number looks different, when I multiplied by something that's equal to 1, the fraction at the end is equivalent to what I began with. Let's try 1/2, but this time let's multiply it by something else that's equal to 1. What about 3/3? I know that 3/3 is equivalent to 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. I know that those two look different, but I can also see using my fraction bars that 3/6 is equivalent to 1/2. So 1/2 times something that's equal to 1 can also be equivalent to 3/6. Okay, let's try something that doesn't have a 1 on top. I want to find an equivalent fraction to 2/5. So I'm going to multiply it by something that is equivalent to 1. I know that 2/2 is equivalent to 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 5 times 2 is 10. So I know that 2/5 is equivalent to 4/10, and I can even prove it by looking at the fraction bars.
Okay.
You can multiply a fraction by any other fraction and get an equivalent fraction as long as that other one is equal or equivalent to 1.
I want to multiply it by 9/9.
Ooh, 9/9 is equal to 1, so that'll work. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27. So 2/3 is equivalent to 18/27. All right, let's turn 3/4 into an equivalent fraction. Miss Lyon, what do you want to multiply by?
I want to try 100 over 100.
Whoa, but that is equal to 1 because the numerator and the denominator are both the same number. So 3 times 100 is 300. 4 times 100 is 400. So I know that 3/4 is equivalent to 300 400ths.
Whoa.
You're going to need this soon when you get to 3C. So make sure that you're working on finding equivalent fractions.